Going on Survivor for Barstool?
That's my top, dude.
Wait. What was the first
I'm
one?
gonna kill.
Jackpocket is America's #1 lottery ticket app.
Jackpocket. Jackie moving just took my head out.
You were just totally distracted, bro.
Yeah.
We are Powerball, 69 million.
69.
Nice.
Talk about sex, baby.
Here we go. I knew this was coming. Mega Millions is up to 825, which I think. So we had the drawing Friday at 11. I think when if they miss on this, I think it'll get to $1 billion, because this is when you get the frenzy where it can go up by like 100 million from like one drawing to the next.
Yeah.
So, usually it's like up by 20 million, up by 50 million. But if there's a $900 million pool out there and people miss it, then we get nuts. Part of me is like, I don't even want to play right now because I want to play when it gets to $1 billion, which is such a ridiculous way of thinking. So we will be ordering a ticket right now. I'm going to play now. Let's do $6.
Hey.
3 plays.
Yeah.
Triple the chances. Now I'm going to win. Face ID, and I got my ticket for a $825 million drawing. Bro, this is where stars are made. This is the big moments, the bright lights, pushing $1 billion for Mega Millions. And if you don't get in on it, it's like missing out. It's the ultimate FOMO. It's why you have to buy into your lottery office pool. It's why you have to download the Jackpocket app and buy it. If you're the guy who didn't get in on Mega Millions Fever when we're pushing $1 billion, think about all the things you spend money on life. Why not spend a couple bucks on a chance to win 825? More than Juan Soto. Juan Soto needed a Hall of Fame career for the last 7 years to make this kind of money. You could win it like that. Download the Jackpocket app. They've paid out over 540 million prizes to lucky winners who have used their app. Powerball, Mega Millions, official state lotteries, all right there on the app. You fill up your account with a few bucks, and then you can just draw off of that $2, $10, $20. You can do the Mega Millions. You can do the mega what's it called? The Mega Plier or something like that. The multiplier. All different ways to win tons of money. And right now, you can get a ticket for free when you use promo code KFC. Your first ticket when you sign up. So sign up now, because you're probably going to play the lottery at some point in your life. This is the easiest way to buy it, is through the Jackpocket app. And right now, you can get a free ticket for an $800 million prize. If that doesn't get you to sign up, I give up, because there's never been a better offer than that. So download Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app and the official partner of Barstool Sports. Promo code KFC for a free ticket for the $825 million Mega Millions jackpot. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. Last episode of 2024. We're heading into our week off, our usual winter week where we all take a vacation. So this is it for 24. 25 will be year number 13 for the podcast.
What month did you guys start in? Do you know?
June
10th.
June
Oh.
June 20.
I was going to say that's a crazy question. June.
June 2012.
Okay.
Right? So yeah,
I believe it's June 10th.
June 10th?
If I were to take a
Oh,
guess,
yeah,
I think it's June 10th.
that sounds
6/10/12
familiar.
was the day that this show began. It's kind of crazy we're still going. It's a long time. It's a long fucking time. So yeah, on to 2025. And so year 13 and year
Beat Will Compton.
16 for the year 16 for the whole thing for me, and year 13 for the podcast.
Damn.
16 is, you're pushing 20, obviously. Like 20 years somewhere is fucking nuts. First of all, just because that means you're old enough to have been somewhere, for 20 straight years, and also because like
I thought that with
nobody
all my
stays
other
anywhere
friends.
for 12.
They're like, I've had like 7 jobs.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, I never had a job. So.
This one doesn't even count. I mean, hopefully,
You kind of made
we
up
can
for
do
it
it
with
forever.
like 7 colleges.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that-
I got all my.
This is why you didn't graduate college. That's why you didn't graduate college.
I'm not gonna get it. I'm just now like this is the rest of the show now.
You're just well, you sowed your wild oats. That
Yeah,
kind of thing?
I did all that.
I
I did all that early, and now I'm like, whatever happens. It's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
no, go ahead.
Can we real quick address the time?
Yeah.
Jackie, 2-0.
It's 12:30. 12:45.
12:45. Changed from 11:30 to 1:30 down to 12:30.
Yeah.
So that counts as like three changes in my mind.
That's never happened. That's never
I mean,
happened.
as soon as you started this thing, it happened twice.
I know
No,
that
dude.
happens all the
I think
time.
it happens a lot more than you realize.
Yeah.
I guess there was a stretch of like 11:30 tomorrow, and I was just like, yeah, we recorded 11:30, and I get it. It's starting to look like I'm wrong. I'm still believing the data. I still believe in my predictions. I'm sticking with it, but like, there's a chance I'm Nate Silver in 2016. Like,
The model didn't work.
I don't know what the fuck happened.
Exit polls. So yeah, we'll go another year in the books, and we'll keep it rolling.
You guys can't really like call it another year until June. That's actually like 6 more months.
Yeah. This is
So.
our
True.
half birthday.
Half
Right.
birthday. Fifth birthday, yeah.
Right, so I guess it's only been 12.5 years or whatever. Fuck you, Jack.
You guys should have 12 and a half dumplings. Or
I missed this a couple weeks ago. I don't know how I did. Rex Ryan just talking about his foot fetish
Really?
was awesome.
I feel like he did that on PMT.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Somebody had mentioned that. I didn't see that, and then I saw him on the Pivot with Ryan Clark and Channing Crowder. First of all, Rex Ryan's veneers are nuts. Dude. They are straight up piano keys. They are glistening white. And the way he said it, like he was just like, "Shish, yeah, I'm gonna look at those feet." And he finished off being like, if a girl has hot feet, I'm looking. And I just, again, we've been doing the podcast as long as we have, and I forget sometimes that people don't know like the full stories or the full or appreciate full stories. Like, do you even know the story? Do you know about this, Rex Ryan and this foot fetish?
no.
Do you know who Rex Ryan is?
Yeah, no.
So
no.
Rex Ryan is a Jets quarterback, Jets coach.
Okay. I did think that would
And
be my guess.
he started when I started at Barstool. So all of a sudden the Jets had this new fat, bombastic, cocky, funny, crazy coach, and his dad coached and his twin brother coached. So like the Ryans are like kind of like an NFL, like not royalty, but like a bloodline.
I would say. I think so.
Royalty. So
I
like,
mean, Buddy Ryan was like,
yeah, he was a big deal.
He
right.
was the Houston Oilers defensive coordinator.
Yeah, right. Either way, he was
Yeah,
big deal.
I'll give him the royalty tag.
right. And so
And the Jets were bad before he came.
the Jets are always bad, but yes, they were bad. And then when he came, there was like one little blip on the radar from 2009, 2010. They made it to the AFC Championship game, playing to get into the Super Bowl, and he was the man. Like they did Hard Knocks, which was like the HBO documentary series where they go behind the scenes of the team, and like right away he's this big fat guy. And he gave this big speech, this rah-rah speech in training camp, and at the end of it he was like, "Now let's go to eat a goddamn snack," and like everybody loved it. Rex Ryan snacks. He was like doing press conferences, like wearing wigs and dressing up and just being like, for me it was like, oh my God, I'm starting my career here, and now all of a sudden I have like the most talked about football coach in the world. Like, it was amazing, and they were playing well. And then I think it was 2010. This was his big speech. He actually wasn't that fat there. I feel like he put on weight.
SWAT team. That's what I want to see tomorrow. Do we understand what the I want to see tomorrow? Let's go to eat a damn snack.
And so all of a sudden this foot fetish video leaked of Rex Ryan, and it's his wife sitting like this with her feet up, sticking out the window. Google this too, because that's still around too. That's just on fucking YouTube. I mean, nothing.
Do people with a foot fetish, is it like the feet have to be actively involved in like?
Oh, it's everything, babe.
Beats.
It's people want it all.
Okay.
So this, like, they made like their own little porno, because she's like acting, and he's like rubbing her feet, being like, oh, you got the softest feet, and she's like, yeah, I've been told that before, and he's like, they're just so soft, and he's like kind of like tickling her toes and shit, and it was like, it had a Daily News watermark on it, the video I saw yesterday, and it was just like the New York Jets head coach like fucks his wife's feet.
like in NFL head coaches, like sexual preferences being put out, and they were I feel like foot fetish is more common now. Like at that time,
Right.
It was like
He
we
was
still
groundbreaking.
like unnecessarily. I'm not even a foot fetish guy, but I'll stand up for him. Like it's just like, why do we crush foot fetish guys?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like legs, I like tits, I like ass, oh, I like feet. Freak, you fucking freak.
He says that in the podcast a couple weeks ago. He's like, some guys are boob guys, some guys are leg guys, some guys are. He was about to say ass guys, and he was like, some guys are, and I'm a foot guy.
It
And,
does seem like pretty like low stakes, like nothing bad, too nefarious.
well, that's
to
why I
cover
think people make
fetish.
fun of it. Is like it's weird enough that we don't know what it is, but you're not like talking about like fucking little kids or something like that.
Well, but
It's just
but that's this is just a fetish. This is
Right,
like
right.
I think more apt is like BDSM. That's way weirder than
Yeah,
feet
yeah.
stuff. We give them a pass.
But-
they're fine. Like I like to tie people up and dump oil on them. Like, oh, all right, that's pretty interesting. I'll try that one day. Like someone's like, I like to suck a toe. You're like, all right, pervert.
Get out of here, freak. Yeah. I mean, look at this. This is poor woman. Like they're like, this is like the beginning of a porno where they're like doing a little acting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the part we didn't see is like him like jerking off on her feet. So
So this is a bad look for the Jets at this point.
honestly, it was very funny because I remember being like, it was a moment where I realized the Rex Ryan foot fetish thing was a moment where I realized that Barstool will like never lose because Dave put out a shirt that said getting beat licking feet. And we put out a shirt that said something positive. I can't remember what our shirt was, but it was like we were embracing it, being like, hell yeah, our fucking coach is ridiculous. And he like fucks his wife's feet. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots fans were like, this guy's a joke. Like he's, you know what I mean? But it was like, money's rolling in either
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh wow, I can really understand the power of this thing now. What was ours?
I don't remember.
It was like, I think we said, beating.
Pretty neat looking feet.
I remember the "Let's Go Eat a Goddamn Snack" one. I don't
That one
remember
was
the
huge.
foot-
That-
I remember it
that's
just had
bullshit.
2 feet on it,
Yeah.
but I forget what exactly the shirt was.
Yeah, it was the snack shirt was the snack shirt like not saved like Barstool New York because Dave was like going to invest in it no matter what, but he like for the time I think we probably made like 50 grand on those shirts and
Yeah.
it was like Barstool New York like broke even.
Yeah.
Like it was worth the investment, So that the snack shirt was a big one, and then the I don't even think the foot fetish one was a big seller. Surprise, surprise. But it was just nuts that like the head coach of the New York Jets, and he was just like and then Wes Welker.
That was much later though. That was I don't even think it was the same season.
The press conference? No.
Yeah, I definitely could be wrong.
Do Wes Welker Rex Ryan foot press conference.
I wanted to
because he did a conference where he made all these comments that were foot jokes, like foot puns. Let's listen to this. I haven't heard this.
So no, this was the same year.
And everybody's putting their best foot forward, and you can't just stick your toe in the water. You got to jump right in. You get your foot up in the air. Want to go out there and just put your best foot forward. So he's a great player. He's got great feet. I think he's very patient. He has good feet. He's another guy that's great feet. You want to make sure that you put your best foot forward out there. And
He keeps
you got
going!
Soldiers, and you definitely have to be on your toes and make sure that you're ready to go.
And he got suspended.
I think he got benched the first drive, maybe the first half.
I thought he got. Was it? I thought because I thought people were saying like, I think they lost the game, and it like had playoff implications, and then the
I think it was the play. I think it was the AFC
playoffs?
Championship. That's why it wasn't like an immediate. It was the same year, but it wasn't like the next press conference.
later.
It was much later. I think it was before the AFC
and
divisional.
I think they lost it to the Ravens that year.
Oh, I thought it was before they played the Jets. He did it. I forget, but he was definitely disciplined. It wasn't. He didn't miss the whole game.
It was against the Jets.
It was against the Jets, and that was the one they lost. Because I saw people being like, and Wes Welker got suspended over this, which actually led to the Patriots. Like you could argue that like maybe Brady would have another ring if this didn't happen.
I think like that's a stretch of an argument. I think he was benched for like a drive,
And then went in. Okay,
and they
It is-
lost.
but that is. I don't think that's necessary.
No,
I don't think anybody would have been like, Bill Belichick needs to discipline. You know what I mean?
I think it was more him sending a message to the rest of his team, like, we don't fucking talk bulletin board material. We don't give bulletin board material to other players.
Sure, that makes sense. But at that point, Wes was like his guy, right?
I don't think Wes was ever anyone's guy.
Really?
I
remember being like, fuck Wes Welker.
I only know obviously him and Brady were friends, but like I don't.
No, that's what I meant. Brady's guy, like his.
Oh,
his,
Brady!
like,
I think you meant Belichick's.
No.
But
like
yeah. Oh,
his,
you like his number one receiver?
Yeah. Right.
But like I remember, there's a clip of like Belichick talking to Welker on Edelman's like first game, and Edelman like ran a punt back, and Welker like it might have been preseason, and Belichick kind of says to Welker like half jokingly, he's like, you know who, what's his name? Fucking first baseman, Wally Pipp. He's like, he's like, you know who Wally Pipp is? And Welker was like, I have no idea. And he's like,
you better learn.
He tells him a story about it.
Yeah.
I think they always had a bit of a thing. That's why Edelman and Welker obviously always had a bit of a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know how beloved Welker was in the locker room. He doesn't come around much often anymore. So I guess.
Can you find the exact suspension? What was it? Wes Welker just do like what was will not be in the starting lineup. Took the field for a punt return, then went to the sideline, stayed there throughout the first offensive possession. He was back on the field. So he got suspended for a drive.
But this was also the year that they lost to the Giants in 2011, so it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, I don't think this was like a playoff game or anything like that.
This was just a regular.
It was just a regular.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but January that article's from January 16th. That's not playoff time yet.
No, that's AFC divisional round.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah.
So
They lost the 2011 Super Bowl, but that's in February.
Gotcha,
yeah,
right. So, man, I think back on this too. Like Barstool New York was so new that like the Jets beating the Patriots was fun, and there was like a lot of shit talk. But like if that happened 5 years you know what I mean? Where like the Patriots were like just dominating, and the Jets were a joke, and all of a sudden Mark Sanchez and the Jets beat the Patriots in the playoffs. At home. Man, it would have been insane. But anyway, it's just like the times, man, are just so crazy that it was just because it was a big deal, but it wasn't like I don't know. It was just like, okay, we're all talking about it. We're reporting on it. We're joking about it. There was no think pieces. There was no one saying, like we shouldn't be doing this or.
I bet there were.
Maybe there were, but they were not like popular or like it was not like a big.
I bet
like everyone's making fun of this.
Yeah.
That was back when like Deadspin was probably still just being like Rex Ryan's a pervert rather than being writing some sort of exposés on it. But
so were the Patriots good when Barstool started?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were in the middle of a drought, a championship drought.
Yeah, I think Barstool started in 04, 06.
Yeah, so so like
06 would have been 2 years after.
Right.
I guess technically 1 year. Is that
it was like the newspaper and then transitioning into the blog. They were still winning. By the time like we started and like the whole network started, they didn't win one again until 2015.
15, yeah.
So there was like
so crazy how you guys remember all these statistics. Like I actually don't understand it, and all the players and everything.
You know what's funny though is I have like my ability to do that is now gone.
Yeah.
Like I can't even remember stuff from like the Mets last year. Like your brain has like a prime where it's remembering all these things, and I can bring up all these moments. But if you ask me anything like before that or after that, it's like I got nothing.
But that's not true because like I hear you and like it sounds just like a foreign like the butt fumble game and the fun like what I don't know like it's just like oh my god.
It was crazy though, and then the craziest thing of all was Rex getting that Mark Sanchez tattoo. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't there also a tattoo of his wife and Mark Sanchez? It was like his wife wearing
a Mark Sanchez jersey.
His wife, his own wife, tattooed on him wearing a Mark Sanchez jersey naked.
I forgot about this.
What?
One of the weirdest tattoos ever.
Not in like a spot you wouldn't notice either. Like
no, it's like
tattoo,
primo.
Particularly on Rex Ryan's arm, I imagine it's pretty fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like a bicep tattoo on Rex Ryan's arm is a big tattoo.
Big fucking deal. And like Mark Sanchez went on to like stink, and there was like accusations of some underage stuff, and he was just, you know what I mean?
But
like,
that stuff didn't stick because you want to know how I know that? He's calling Patriots games.
I know.
I actually have been taking pictures.
He just straight up had a girlfriend, I think, who was 17 years old.
when I was this year I've been obviously watching the Pats, and it was like the.
I don't want to throw my man on the bus here, but like what?
Yeah. But like all of the announcers for Pats games, I'm like, I've never even heard of these people. I didn't know they existed.
Yeah. Well, that's I think part of getting old as well is.
But I think it's more like now they're getting the fifth team where they used to get Al Michaels.
Yeah.
And they used to get Chris Collinsworth and fucking Jim Nantz.
I see what you mean.
Like
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't even know who. I've never even heard these names
Got
before.
it. I don't know how they were just like he was 24, she was 17, but like it's all good. It's like what? I don't get that. I don't know why that was okay. Then he ate the hot dog on the sideline. Good
Yeah.
times. Great era. It was good times, great oldies. It really
you can't
was.
say that right after the underage.
What are you guys doing
Oh
for
wait,
break?
that's what it was. It was false. Okay, whatever. What's that?
What are you guys doing for break? Are you going home?
Going home. Yeah,
That's my thing these days, I guess. Going
That
back
is
to
a weird,
sunny,
like, human thing that we do. Like, yeah, to.
Is it warm where you live
Bay Area.
right now? Are you North Cal or Southern Cal?
Both. Well, both, but mostly North Cal.
Is it and it's warm now or no?
Yeah, it's like it's warmer SoCal,
Got it.
but like it's fine. And then I'm going to Tahoe. I'm gonna go ski.
Oh.
And then
Are you a skier?
Yeah,
Like you know what you're doing up there?
like
Are you good?
I
Like
could-
what mountain will you? What blue this, black that?
like I'll do blacks, but I don't do it elegantly. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that.
We're clipping that one. Don't you dare edit that.
You set me up for that.
I did not. I really didn't. I didn't. You said it. I was like, oh.
I can ski down blacks.
Black diamonds.
Just say the second word. Just use the full what it's called.
You know what is so crazy? The Clancy family used to go skiing together.
Really?
Whoa.
How crazy is that?
Were you good?
Nah.
Yeah. I don't
But
see that.
I mean, I don't think I ever did like a black diamond or anything like that. I was probably in like middle school, probably like 6th, 7th, 8th grade. But like my mom was still like able to. My dad, like we would go as a family. And now like my mom can't walk and my dad's old and I'm probably the last one. My mom probably could ski before I could. But like. It's just funny for me. Like somebody asked me the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, like the whole family used to go." And they were like, "What? Your family used to ski?" And every time I did it, I was like, "This is not worth it." Like I didn't like it. Like it's so much a production.
It is a production.
Gotta put it all on and carry the gear, and you're going up and you're going down, and you're hot, but you're cold, and you fall, and you're hurt, and then you get like a couple good runs. You're like, "That was pretty cool." That's how I feel like skiing is. Same thing with sledding. We used to have this monster sled when I lived in Pennsylvania. It was in Valley Forge Park. And it was like, I would argue, the best hill in the country for sledding. Like, I just can't imagine a better hill than this. It was perfectly the right size, big enough that you go fast, not too crazy. And, like, but we would just walk up that fucking hill like 1,000 times. Now I'd be like, if my kids want to do that, I'd be like, oh, Dad will be watching at the bottom. My mom used to be right there with us, like sliding down with us. It's like, God damn, no way.
My plan last year was really to be ski bum for this winter.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? We were
Yeah.
gonna do that.
I
We were
mean,
gonna go
like-
to Tahoe for like a month and do content.
Yeah,
Didn't do it.
we didn't do it.
We can do a week.
We can do a week. Can we do a week?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do a week.
let's do a week. I'm
Going the whole time. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
For the break? Where you going?
I got a house
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say
In the middle in
in Vermont.
Vermont.
Going skiing. I got a house for the winter. It just started, but I have it for the rest of winter.
Oh, you already have it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I technically I haven't been yet. I'm going tomorrow for the first time. But yeah, we can do a week up there. We can do.
I want to say right now, I look really nerdy when I ski. like just
like a
all the gear.
Pizza girl, like
That's
Yeah.
like kind of one of the first times we ever like worked together. I mean, you like
Yeah.
you worked here and but I don't really remember. We didn't really talk that much.
you went skiing?
We went skiing because I was the only one that
That
could
was
ski.
like a year ago.
No,
No, that was like 2021.
I guess.
That was going into 2022.
You were doing content?
we were all up there. Was it Whistle
we
Pig?
were doing Whistle Pig, and then we were like, let's get some ski content in. Jackie and Nick couldn't ski, so
No, I could ski. I literally said. I remember being like, "By the way, I can ski." And you guys were like,
Could you ski backwards with the camera in your hand though?
"That's what you said, exactly that." I'll go fuck myself
By the
and
way,
sit this
no,
one out.
that's pretty hard.
I wasn't doing it great, but I was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wanted to see you,
I'm
'cause
not
you
gonna
act
give
like-
you like I'm not gonna be like Jackie sucks at skiing because you can't go backwards and film people. You're
Guys,
good at
if
skiing.
you're not doing like plies on the mountain and like doing actual
You're gonna be
flips,
flying off of
I
jumps
don't
and
want to hear
shit.
it from you. Yeah.
All right, so but you gotta like go do like you gotta like live the ski bum.
I know. Well, so my plan was like bartend.
Yeah, you gotta do that kind of shit.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So I can try and like get a job for a week.
You can't. There's nothing around.
Yeah,
There-
really. Wait, so why did you pick this place?
Because there's nothing around.
That's so true. That's so true.
There's like I think there's
you
like
reach a point where like usually those houses, summer houses, beach, winter houses, you want to be like, I want to be at the Pickle Barrel, I want to be at the this, I want to be like downtown, and then it flips. Where you're like, I don't want to see
there's
another
like
human.
It's in South Londonderry, Vermont, so it's near.
That sounds made up. that sounds like someone's like, we're going to South Londonderry.
Wait, South London, comma, Derry?
No,
Comma.
South Londonderry's one one word.
London
This is
Derry.
made up place.
Yeah. But Magic Mountain, which is the mountain I've never even heard of, is like the mountain that it's on. And then Stratton, which is a bigger mountain and does have stuff near it, is like 10 minutes away.
Is skiing good this year?
The woman who owns the house I'm renting said there's already a foot on the ground and it's snowing right now. And I was like,
It does feel a little
"Fuck
bit
yeah."
colder. Feels like a regular winter. It's pretty cold.
Yeah.
Last winter was like
Okay,
spring.
so I've been thinking, I'm like, it's not even getting cold yet.
I don't know why I so easily agreed. I've worn like some spring jackets every day. I think I
feel like last year was like
It's a cool sweater, by the way.
Thank you. It's like 10 years old. I just found it and I was like, you know what? This kind of rocks with today.
Yeah. I like it.
Thanks. But yeah, I actually also I had to turn all the heat off my house because in my apartment it was a sauna.
well, that's never.
Yeah.
You could.
I had all the windows open. I was like, I gotta just turn it off. I
It
don't know
could
what
be
to
an
do.
Arctic. What's it called? A deep freeze. What's that called? A polar vortex in New York, and your apartment will be hot. You live in New York
You gotta-
City. What's the
one
famous
of
quote?
these
The
years.
Mark Twain one.
The
Hottest summer I ever lived through was a New York winter.
yeah.
Despicable.
Do you think that maybe that's your like resolution is just figure out your AC? Just one simple resolution.
Did you ever tell the story on the air
What one?
of the guy who?
Oh, the.
I don't think you did.
No,
Yeah.
the whatever the guys. What do you call that person?
Super?
No, it wasn't super. It just someone who handles like, I guess HVAC kind of, but he's not HVAC. Whatever. Some guy who knows how to do man stuff came to my apartment, and he was like messing with the pipes and stuff, and he's like, "Thanks for finally letting me in." Fucking guy who lived here the last 3 years never let me in. And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "First time I'm gonna be able to turn the heat on in this place." I was like, "Oh, I haven't had heat in 3 years." Whoops. I pretended I didn't though. I was like, "That guy was an asshole."
This guy came once a year, every year, to try to turn John's heat on. John never answered.
But
He
like,
just
why
didn't
would
have
I
heat.
buzz a random person into my apartment?
No, I agree with that. But the funnier part is just that you just didn't have heat for 3 years.
Yeah,
and didn't
which
realize it.
was better than what is currently happening.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, well, I wish I could get this heat the fuck out of here.
One room, one apartment in a building needs heat, and like the rest.
Yeah.
That's all you need in New York. It's just disgusting. I'm gonna go to probably Jackson Hole.
Oh, everyone's getting skiing in.
No, we're not skiing. I'm going for it's for my dad. My dad turned 70 the other day, and he's always wanted to go, so we're gonna go on a trip with him. But it's funny because I was thinking, I was like, we've classic like dad shit. We've never done anything big for him. Especially Shay's birthday is one day before his, so if there ever was a chance we were gonna make it a big deal when she came along,
Yeah.
no. We did her birthday the other day, and then it was like, and here you go, Dad. It was literally a book. It was just another book about the Kennedys, which we have gotten him like 1,000 times before. But this year's 70, so and he's always wanted to go to Yellowstone, so I was like, let's do it. And in my mind, I was like, we're gonna go big. Like I said, this is probably 25 years worth of ignoring birthdays.
Yeah.
So let's go. I'll rent the Dutton Ranch. You know what I mean? Like, I'll really ball out for this. You deserve it. And my mom's like, no, just get a hotel. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, he just wants to drink at a hotel bar and go to bed at like 8 o'clock. Like, you're not.
There's a Holiday Inn down the
I
street.
know. So that's what's funny is like he wants to like see the park or some of the sites, like do like a tour, and then drink at a hotel bar without my mom bothering him and be able to go to sleep. So I'm like, all right, what the man wants, the man wants. But
Have you ever been to a national park?
no.
That was my first one this year. They're pretty sick.
Yeah, but so a lot of the overwhelming response I got was don't go to Yellowstone. Go to Jackson Hole and the Tetons? I don't know how to say that. Tetons?
I think Tetons, but I'm not
Tetons?
positive.
So for whatever reason, everyone was like, that's better than a lot of people on Twitter. Like overwhelming response was Jackson Hole and the Tetons are better than Yellowstone. To me, it's all going to be amazing because it's like the worst version of like Montana, Wyoming, all that shit is going to be breathtaking to us. So I don't know, whatever. But like somebody was like giving me advice on like where to hike and shit like that, and they were like, do like this mountain and like however according to like how much your dad can handle. And I was like, it's not him we're worried about. My dad could probably handle a lot more fucking hiking than I can. So
we did that. We were hiking in, I forget what park we were in. Colorado. What's the one in Denver?
couldn't tell you.
It's like when we say it, you'll know it.
Oh.
It's like you'll be like, oh yeah, I know of that national park.
Rocky
Mountain National Park.
Okay.
And, but it was like it was like me, Nate, one of my buddies, and it was like the Bargatze thing where he's just like some old woman's coming down, and it was like we were like, do you start to get a view up there? Because it was just all trees, you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, up around that corner there's a great view. And we walked for like 20 more minutes and couldn't find a corner. And I was like, I don't know where this lady. Let's turn around. This is fucking nuts. It's really hard.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
That's why I'm looking for like the extreme glamping where it's like, is there something where like we get on a 4-wheeler and then like a trailer that brings us to the top and then we look, because that's what I want. I mean that looks like a fucking painting. It's a real picture. That's crazy. That I'm excited. But then he also hits me up and he's like, hey, there's also like a cruise to the Bahamas that's like all inclusive. I'm like, dude, do you want to just drink? We don't have to go anywhere. I can get a few 30s of Busch Light and we can sit in my house. Okay, like we don't have to do any of this. So
is it still up in the air? Or are you definitively doing Yellowstone?
I want to. I mean, it's up to him. I'm like, it's your birthday present.
Right.
I thought you really wanted to do this. I would much rather do this than a cruise. Omaha Steaks is the perfect gift to give this year. Order it right now. Stop what you're doing. Order it right now. Get it delivered in time. You got to get it in time for Christmas. It's going to make the men in your life happy. It's going to make everybody in your life happy. Anybody who likes to eat steak, eats good food, wants quality sides and delicious meals right at your own home, Omaha Steaks consistently delivers that with unrivaled quality and taste. They are hand-selected cuts from master butchers, the finest grain finished beef. It's extra aged. It's flash frozen at peak flavor, and it gets delivered right to your door in the most affordable package of high quality meat and dinners on the market today. Omaha Steaks is the perfect gift for any of your dads, any of the uncles, men, brothers in your life, husbands who like to grill, who like to eat, who are obsessed with steaks and different cuts. They've got the fillets. They've got the gourmet jumbo burgers. They've got the jumbo franks. They've got chicken and pork cuts. Every type of meat you can get, Omaha delivers it right to your door, perfectly aged with maximized tenderness, and it's all hand-cut by America's finest butchers. Grass-fed, grain-finished, like I said. It's the comfort of joy and food and easy cooking delivered right to your house. So go to omahasteaks.com. Right now, it's 50% off site-wide, all sorts of unforgettable gift packages and more, and you get an extra $30 off when you use promo code KFC. You're going to end up getting a whole package of filet mignon and whatnot. You go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code KFC at checkout for an extra $30 off an already 50% site-wide sale. That's Omaha, OMAHA, steaks.com, promo code KFC. I see the value in this. I don't see the value in the cruise other than just getting shit-faced.
Just shit-faced
Have
around
you guys
fat
been on a
people.
cruise?
Yeah.
What?
Have you guys been on a cruise?
I went on a cruise with my family high school.
Okay.
Because I remember smoking weed with a stranger in the Bahamas, which was just so reckless. So we went to we this was, when you stop in the Bahamas for like a day, and so me and my brother went just like trash. Like it's one day, and we went looking for weed, and we bought garbage, literal. I don't mean like bad weed. I mean literal garbage from a guy. He we gave him like $50, $100, whatever it was, and he hands us the sack, and like, so I open up the plastic bag, and then open up a paper bag, and then another plastic bag, and I just kept going, and it was just garbage wrapped in garbage. And they were like, I mean, what am I gonna do? It's the perfect crime. I'm trying to buy illegal drugs, and I'm a tourist in the Bahamas. I can't do anything to that guy. He just took $50 or $100 off me. And then we went like that night. We went into like, it's crazy that my parents were letting us do this because I think I was like 15. I guess we're guys, so you don't have to worry about getting kidnapped and shit. But we were in like a shitty like local Bahamian probably like discotheque. And there was just a guy smoking a blunt, and he was like, "You want some?" I was like, yeah, sure. What am I doing? I'm a sophomore in high school. What is going on? That was my only cruise experience, though. I feel like they have since. I mean, I know cruises are like hot trash, but I do feel like if you do like the real ones, they're pretty nice.
I think any warm weather cruise is trash.
Yeah.
And I hear cold weather cruise is nice. I'm not going on one.
Like an Alaskan cruise or something?
Yeah, Alaska.
Well, I think
or
that's
like,
just because it's. I think everything else is
British
still trash.
Isles.
It's just that there's a view and there's something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like that Ritz-Carlton cruise that I'm curious about, but other than that,
I think some of those
It's just
are.
gonna be so many fat people. It's always gonna be fat people.
but like,
Yeah. It was. I mean, the only
But
cruise I've ever been
also,
on is a Bud Light
what are you,
one.
above fat people?
At a pool, yeah.
At a pool?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if I'm around shirtless people for 5 days straight, I don't want everyone to be grotesque.
Yeah, because this is they call this a super yacht. That's marketing and branding, but it feels different.
Yeah. Yeah.
but like this Ritz-Carlton one, like these people are rich. They're keeping it tight. Probably.
They're keeping it tight. Yeah. Probably got personal trainers.
Yeah, that's 200 guests. That's 300 guests. That's not a lot.
I think it's like a crazy amount of money.
But it's also too like. Also, you end up
$6,800.
fucking. I'm not against meeting people on vacation.
Yeah, but I don't
But,
want
like,
to be tied to them.
You're tied to
them
them,
every
right?
day
Like
at the pool. And
like if we
yeah.
bump into someone at a bar and strike up a good conversation, you're like, you want to grab dinner tonight? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But
You're gonna see them.
I gotta see you again tomorrow, and I gotta see you again the next day.
Yeah.
I'm not on vacation to find new friends.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I also feel like people do these things like. I feel like it's a lot of like swingers and like weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like we people who want to be like I want to see those people every day because we're like doing weird shit.
Yeah.
You know? So if you're like a normal person, it's like.
Yeah, I feel like also like cabin fever eventually gets to you, and you, like if you don't start a swinger, you definitely come out. As soon as what I would.
By night 6, you're like, oh fuck them,
Yeah.
whatever. Have you ever seen the difference between modern cruises and the Titanic?
Yeah, they're like
Insane.
the Titanic is like a fucking,
It's like a little baby boat.
Yeah.
Like it is. Do like Queen Mary versus the Titanic. Look at that. That's nuts. That is. The Titanic was like just a boat. And as always, I don't care what scientific words you throw at me. I will just never understand how cruises float. Water displacement, surface tension, yada yada yada. That thing weighs how much?
Yeah.
Guess how much
shit.
a cruise weighs.
I can't even.
I couldn't even. You could tell me it's like 100,000 pounds. You could tell me it's like 100 million pounds.
I honestly, I bet I will not understand when it tells you 200,000 gross tons. I don't know what that means.
200 gross ton, I think, is 2,000 pounds. So that's 200,000 pounds. Yeah, like it's so big they measure it in GTs.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that, dude? Just tell me how many pounds it is.
Yeah, how are they staying afloat again?
It's like, the bottom is like shaped like that, and it like cuts through the water, and then like these are like they always it's less dense than the water. I don't. But what does that have? You know what I mean? It's the same thing with planes. People go, oh, it's lift. The air lifts. Like that. You're just saying words that you've heard before. How does this fucking work?
Yeah, but like a scientist could explain it to us.
Yeah, probably. But they would probably just say things like density. It's like, fuck, what?
That's also like when you like what the fuck is an enzyme? Like when people say that, like what really? They're like, oh, it has good enzymes for you. Like what is an enzyme though?
That
Do you
we
know
can
what I
look
mean?
up.
Like there's certain things when you explain something that it's like I don't question it when you say fancy words like that, but then when you really think about it, like what does that actually mean? Protein that speeds up a chemical reaction in the body by acting as a biological.
Yeah, I was gonna say
catalyst. Like,
I think of enzymes as it breaks down food. I think it breaks shit down.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
There you
And
go.
I guess
Did
we
you
got to
see
move
there was
on.
a flat earther who he was like, there is no such thing as 24 hours of light. Like, that is not real. The Earth is flat. There's no places where the sun will be out all day. And some guy, I don't know if he's a scientist or proving flat earthers wrong or whatever, he was like, do you want to go to Antarctica or wherever the fuck it is that happens? And the guy made a video, and he was like, he like clicks it on. He's like, sometimes in life, you're wrong. I was wrong. I didn't think there was 24 hours of light. I came here. There's 24 hours of light. It's like,
the flat Earth is like one I truly do not understand. It's like the most easily disprovable thing in the history of the world.
like even, you know, like you don't even need to like go to space. It's like if you get high enough on a plane, or if you look at just like, you know.
And then like the evidence people show, like, well, it's a picture someone showed you. Like, well, yeah, most things are just something someone showed me. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, I have not had every experience possible.
But there's like so many ways they just like they prove it with shadows and visibility lines.
Yeah, every way, because it's not true.
Right.
Like,
but it's like, you know, like when you try to prove something about the moon, it's like, you know, we're not on the moon. We can't block. Like, it is just pictures or whatever. This is like, do you want it this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, or this way? We'll prove it every fucking which way. But that guy just being, and it was ridiculous. The comments were like clapping emojis, being like, let's hear it for a guy who like was willing to change his mind. Like, we need more people like this in the world, where like when evidence is produced, they don't just dig their heels in. And it's like, I agree with that, but not on this topic. Yeah. You deserve to be shamed for this for fucking ever.
Good for him. It took 20 years and a trip to the North Pole to convince him that the Earth is fucking round.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Like,
dude?
that to me is like, no, you still should be shit on until you're fucking dead, you dumb idiot.
That's another thing. Like, if this was all a dream and I wake up and I explain something and they were like, and I was like explaining Earth, and I'm like, well, all the water just stayed for some reason. Like, I don't really know. And you're like, gravity? But like, why does it just stay?
But you can feel like,
No,
you can
not, like,
find it out. We don't know, like, right, the three of us sitting here, but like people know.
People know. And they say it's gravity, but that's just a crazy concept that, like, and I'm not doubting them. Like, I get it. But it is a crazy concept, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, water
Stays there.
just stays there. And like, it doesn't sound as crazy, but like sometimes when you really think of it, like if I were to, like, you know, when you wake up from a dream and then you're like, oh, why did I just like go with that?
Yeah, I mean the gravity is just like when people were figuring that shit out. I don't know. Those guys are so smart.
Yeah.
Like the guys way back in the day. Like, scientists now have like computers and access to everything, and all the people that came before them. But the Isaac Newtons of the world, the Galileos and shit, were like Da Vinci's, when like nobody was thinking that way yet, and they were like, I'm just gonna figure out that there's like this invisible force that pulls things. Like, bro, just like, I don't know. You know, at that point too, you're like, you only got like 30 years on this planet. Actually, I don't know. I guess they use their time very well, but I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta tip your cap to someone who's like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Because what's the phrase? Everything's a conspiracy theory when you don't know how anything works.
Yeah.
And
then you
these
just
guys are like, I'm gonna figure out how this works.
Right. But it's like you said the other day about the drones. It's like, I don't know. There's so much shit that I don't know.
Everything. I don't know. I know like
nothing.
5 things.
Yeah.
And if I got worked up about everything I don't know, I'd have no time left in the day.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand anything. I don't understand like satellites and GPS and gravity and flight and floating, and I don't
understand how the subways don't crash into each other. I'm sure there are ways to like last night I was coming home and people were like, there's one right behind us. I was like, we better get going. Shut these get the fuck. I was like it was like one of those, like, I was uptown and I was trying to get back down and it was like rush hour and there were tons of people, and like every stop the guy would be like, you're like, all right, because like everyone's trying to jam in. And he's like, there's another one right behind us. I'm like, get the fucking door, it's closed, dude.
But like, there's someone driving the train.
I know.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. There's a guy who's like, I'm gonna stop it.
Yeah.
If automated cars like rolled out tomorrow, would you be cool with them?
Not like right away,
like,
but
I was
like
trying to think of my first time.
I guess yes, I would, because I remember Jeff D. Lowe, I think the Super Bowl last year, got picked up in a driverless car.
Really?
And I'd be like, if that's what if I called an Uber and a driverless car showed up, I'd be like, all right, here we go.
I was just in Arizona. They're everywhere.
And they're good?
It seemed like everything seemed going well.
Like the first time
that's
that I
where
get in one of
Super Bowl,
those, and like
What's that?
you're getting on the highway.
That's where Jeff was.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're in a car with nobody driving it, going like 60 miles an hour, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah, but like, dude, I've been in a car with a million drunk people
I know,
before.
I know,
Like,
I know that's the logic. It's like, yeah, I'd rather be in that with like 90% of like, you know, before you get in the car with my sister, before you get in the car with the drunk driver, before you get in the car.
I've been in a car with drunk Uber drivers. I've been in cars just fucking when I was in Austin this weekend. Me and Nick were in an Uber on our way home from dinner. The woman was shit-faced. I'm talking hammered to the point where, and I thought I was the one who was like kind of the only one noticing it. And I was like, I got in my own head where I'm like, am I overanalyzing just a Southern accent? Because we were in Texas. And then I had asked her to stop because we were on our way home from dinner to our hotel. And I wanted to just get a water like for the night. So I was like, can you just pop into a gas station so I can grab water real quick? And I guess while I was in there, she was explaining to Nick that she's been at a brewery all day. And so we got out, and he's like, yo, that one was hammered. I was like, oh, did you think so too? He's like, no, she told me she was.
Confirmed. You want to hear a fucked up story? There's this dude, I don't know where he's from, but there was a drunk driver driving the wrong way down a highway for like 9 miles. He was going the wrong way. Lost it.
Sorry.
It's literally like a scene in like when the person gets taken by an alien every time he sneezes.
It's like he's being beam me up.
Damn, I lost it. Sorry to interrupt you.
So this guy is driving the wrong way down the highway. Head-on collision. Kills one person, like seriously injures 3 more. The kid driving the right way was speeding, and he's going to jail for 30 to life.
The kid going the right way?
Yes, he had 0.02 blood alcohol, which is under the legal limit.
Yeah.
And he was speeding. I think he was going fast. I think he was going like in the 90s, so it was like reckless. But a wrong way driver hits you, and like the families of like the dead kids and the injured kids are like, we don't want anything to happen to the kid who was driving.
Yeah.
Like we think it was the guy who was driving, drunk driving the wrong way. Like it was his fault. Like, yeah, it was reckless driving. But if there wasn't a car going the opposite direction, it probably would have been okay.
How do they even know he was going like 90?
They said that's like in debate as well, and that's why they said that this kid's lawyer is like totally fucked up because there isn't like a hard way to prove that, but there's like I think some sort of GPS car stats thing that you can look at. So like he might have been speeding. He did have alcohol in his system, not enough in wherever it was. It's not a place where there's like a, you know, it was 0.08, and he was well under that, and it was like THC was present, but like, you know, how THC stays in your system for like 30 days. It was not like he had just smoked, and he's going to jail for 30 to life.
That's insane.
Like I think it's starting to get public attention. Yeah, and I would hope that, you know, maybe they're like, we don't want this smoke. Like, let's just let this kid go. But
I feel like guys should be like, is this justice, guys?
Right.
Like,
this is where
that should be your whole closing argument. Like, is this really justice?
That's the one person was like, this is a grave miscarriage of justice. But this is where you need the director of common sense.
Yeah.
You kick it up to someone at the White House who just goes, the guy was driving the wrong way. Yeah. It's his fault. And he's going to jail. But also that guy's going to jail. And it's like, and there's a bunch of like sticklers being like, well, he was breaking the rules too. And it's like, he was breaking normal rules. People speed. Yeah. People have a drink and they go in the car. This guy was driving the wrong way. And he was shit-faced drunk. Like that, I mean, I don't know what I would do in those situations. If I was in like some Shawshank shit where I was like, but if you're really innocent or something like that, like, I think I'd go on the run before I just was like, I guess, like the day that they're just like, all right, time to go to jail. And you're just like, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't think I could do that.
I'd be like, hell yeah.
You would go to jail?
Yeah,
you would thrive in jail.
Thrive in jail.
Thrive in jail.
All I want to do is go to jail, man. I just don't want to commit crimes. That's really the fucking thing that's screwing me.
You should like go like
just hang out with the homies all day.
Yeah, I know that part. That part is cool. I saw a video the other day of a guy working out at the prison, and he was doing like parkour, and he was just jumping like climbing up the steps and jumping on these pipes and blah blah blah. And I was like, that was pretty cool. Yeah. the caption said, I don't know how they caught this guy in the first place.
Wait, can you run in prison?
Can you run?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got like a workout yard.
This guy was indoors.
I feel like running for some reasons like.
What, it's like middle school, like elementary school, they blow the whistle, like. No running.
Yeah.
You're only allowed to walk.
Yeah.
I look. I don't know. I haven't had the honor. But
There's so much. These people don't talk enough.
Well, you know, like I always default to Wallow, who's like, it ain't that bad.
yeah,
And then I
that
see
was
that-
what I always thought that, and then when he told me, I'm like, I'm never asking anyone again.
Yeah.
because I got the answer I wanted.
Right. I'm sure, like, listen, I'm sure it was good for you, Wallow. I'm sure prison for you and me is going to be very different.
No, I remember I asked him. I was like, "Do I have to become a white supremacist?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "Nah, you're fine." And I was like, "As long as I don't have to become a white supremacist, I'm pretty good."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't have the head for a shaved head, and like, I don't know. It's a
want
whole
the tats,
thing.
I think you'd thrive in prison. You'd be great. Just, you eat, work out. That's great.
Just
I think
hang
you'd
with
be
the
funny,
boys.
like people would like you, like the rest of the gangs. Would be like, bring that pink boy around here. He's funny.
Yeah, I'm not with the whites, dude. Dude,
Yeah.
us mentioning white supremacists reminded me that when we were in Italy, we went to like a flea market. Good amount of Nazi stuff.
Oh wow.
Italy kind of skates
Yeah.
in my mind on World War II. Like everyone, big H man, nobody likes him. People still kind of clown Germany. Like Mussolini and Italy were like right there,
Yeah.
and I don't ever think of Italy as like this World War II Axis power.
It
Or,
was like
yeah,
don't
Axis
get me
power.
wrong. It wasn't like the Third Reich. There weren't flags flying, but like more Nazi stuff than you'd expect to see at a flea market.
Yeah.
Like, it was like,
Are
oh,
people buying it?
I don't really know what.
So what'd you get?
They sold. This place was the coolest thing. It was Ballin Market. It's like it was just blocks and blocks of like storefronts, like putting out like tables and tents and stuff like that. And it's like every month, every one Sunday, every month they do it. And I mean, they had gardening tools, machetes, DVDs, Nazi memorabilia, Lakers sweatshirts, foot-long snakeskins, swords, like hot wine they were boiling, which was delicious.
Boiled wine.
Oh my
It was
god.
unbelievable.
Isn't it just mulled wine?
Yeah, well, not mold, because mold you have to put certain spices in it. This is just boiled wine, and it was awesome. It was so good. But yeah, a lot
what
like
kind of memorabilia? What was it?
like pins and stuff like that is what we saw.
I mean, there's something. It's like in Always Sunny when Charlie opens the door in full Nazi
Yeah,
regalia.
yeah.
It's like, this is awesome. This is so ridiculous.
I was like, oh, that's a good. I think Pabs is the first real Nazi stuff he's ever seen.
Yeah,
Not-
like seeing it in person a little different than seeing it in
In a
Inglourious
movie or
Basterds,
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when Tom Segura got Hitler's teacup,
yeah.
I remember being like, "This is making me feel a little weird." Like, but that's why it's awesome.
When you guys hear the word trinkets, what do you think of? First thing comes to mind.
I don't think of a specific thing.
Not a table of shit.
Yeah.
I think of like a tin teapot.
A tin teapot.
Yeah.
There you go. Trinkets. I think of like a little. There's
Maybe
like
a
those little
Russian
like.
doll.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I think of those the little like It's like a little turtle made of like glass almost. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like those
yeah.
like rock
Yeah.
that they kind of like carve into little animals.
Yeah.
Trinkets, the
specific.
worst. You asked.
Sorry.
There's teapot over here. Fuck off.
The Uber thing also reminds me, going back to that when I was in LA, I used to have to Uber from like this internship that I had, and it was like an hour and a half, and like some people were like such like stereotypes, and I would have to they were so talkative, and I would talk to them for like the whole time, and I'd be like
The drivers.
and I was like, oh my god, it felt like they were like putting on an act, and somebody was telling me that sometimes actors, when they're in LA, to like try and get their role down, they like Uber, and then they like are in
like, do their
character and
role
like
or whatever,
try and
yeah.
like try a new character every drive. or
Really?
whatever.
Those
And I was
people
like,
are
yeah,
losers.
actual losers. And like, I don't want to have to talk to you in this like character. Oh my god, it was so bad.
I kind of have the opposite. I've heard that a lot of like foreigners or immigrants do
Yeah.
Uber to learn English,
Yeah.
and then I feel bad, and I do engage and talk to them. So
All the ones I have are just still on the phone.
yeah. Dude, there's no worse job. We tried to do a sketch about it a million years ago. There's no worse job than being the friend of an Uber driver.
Yeah, because you guys
He's
talk
like, these guys,
all
oh
day.
god. Fucking Saheem's gonna call me for 13 hours
yeah.
again today.
I think
I mean,
I mentioned-
like, that's just so much. Either that or a guy who owns a bodega because they're also always just like someone's on speakerphone.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, I don't know, go do your fucking job and leave me alone. I'm also at work.
But then I think about this because they say like one word every 10 minutes, and then you're like,
But is
so
it me?
who's
Is
on
it
the
me?
other line?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
It's like a high school
yeah.
relationship.
Yeah, it's like the girls like talking.
Let's just fall asleep together.
Man, that was the gayest shit ever, talking on the phone to girls. Oh man, I remember when my the girl I was dating was older than me, and she went to college, and so it was like a long distance call, and I like racked up like a fat. It was like Home Alone. My mom was like, "Kevin, what the fuck is this?" It was like a $700 phone bill because we were just like talking every night. Like, looking back on it, what a gay.
Dude, can you imagine nowadays? Because we were luckily like weaned onto the internet, whereas like if just now you see someone snap their fingers and it was dial up and and you had to like tell your siblings to get off the phone so you could talk to your friend on the internet, but your fucking brother's talking to his girlfriend, but your girlfriend's on AIM, and you got like there would be legitimate blood
Wars.
fights.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like
yeah.
but and that was before we were all addicted to the internet.
Right.
Like that was before we had like the true addiction.
Right.
Now it's just
Now if you couldn't get it, like at your
people get killed.
Yeah.
People get legitimately killed.
Like I got to kick you off the internet for an hour. Like, no, the fuck you're not. No fucking way, man. Even remember, like
you're off the internet for an hour. You want to do something? Go read the back of the bottle of shampoo. Fuck off.
remember, like anytime minutes and weeks, nights and weekends. Like you'd wait till like I don't know 6 o'clock. I guess it was 7 o'clock. What was nighttime start?
I would guess 7, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like wait till 7 o'clock and then you can.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, because then it was free. You get like I remember getting like 400 minutes a month during the day, but like nights and weekends you could talk for free. So you wait till nighttime and then 7:01. What's up?
This is gonna sound mean.
You're gonna make fun of us for being old.
No. But you guys didn't have like operators, right?
Operators?
I had an
Yes.
operator. I mean,
Okay.
I know of operators.
I know of them. I don't
think
recall
I
ever
really
using them.
used it.
But,
But I have like my grandma had a.
I use like the yellow pages.
Yeah, I use that phone book. Phone book's crazy. Phone book is just like 50.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right?
That's like a real moment.
Holy shit, bro! The phone book is nuts. The phone book was just like 100,000 phone numbers.
Yeah.
It was like this fat and had like Bible paper. It was so fucking skinny, but it would just be like you open it up to like the P's and just go down till you find the fucking numbers. Crazy. My grandma had a dial phone.
Yeah, oh yeah.
With like a cord that probably went like 50 feet. You could walk around like the whole downstairs like 20 times. But that also when I lived in City Island, there was some sort of weird. There's like I think a lighthouse type of island that has like a radio tower nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just picked up the phone, like it was a dial tone. These guys probably don't even know what dial tones are.
Yeah,
You
it's
even
like
know
when you
that?
pick it up and then it's like.
Yeah, you
just
had
had
you had
something.
phones like that? Do you know what I'm talking about? You started to do this, so you don't know.
That's not dial.
Yeah, that's like the rotary. When you picked up the phone, it's like,
Yeah.
and then you start dialing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know. Okay, yeah. Because if you picked it up and there was
Yeah.
no dial tone,
No.
there's like something wrong. But if we picked up, it would like pick up the radio, kind of. So you would hear the dial tone, but in the background it would be like, like somebody talking. It's like, I feel like I'm 1,000 years old. Like I could hear the Nazis talking. But yeah, I saw a video the other day of like some young Gen X kids or Z or whatever the fuck it is, and they gave them a rotary phone, and they were like, you have 90 seconds to like figure out how this works. And they did not do it. They could not figure it
It's
out.
not very intuitive.
It's not. They were doing
Mubi didn't know what she was confused on
T9.
T9.
yeah. That was
Peyton
a whole
too.
language.
Remember on Moo Can't Sleep because the phone number was so I think Brie wanted to call in.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it was
yeah,
like,
that's right.
She was like, "How am I supposed to tell her how to dial numbers?"
That was a
Or
big
letters.
Yeah, that was a big thing with the original KFC Radio hotline.
Oh,
it
maybe
was
I was
like
just thinking of that.
it was like 808 866 Viva or something like that, and people were like, I can't dial letters. What? But that's different than like T9 is like knowing how to like 1 click for the first letter, 2 clicks for the second letter. Yeah. But just the idea of like
they're also just there. They're there.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's something people just never looked at that.
Yeah.
Like if you were to ask people to like draw it, there's no way they would put the letters on the bottom.
No.
You know. But they the kids like first of all didn't pick up the receiver. They just like left it. They thought that you dialed and then picked up, which is like I don't know why it's one way or the other, but yeah, that's just crazy to me. But I guess if you put like I don't know, some sort of fucking. I'm trying to think of a device I wouldn't know how to use, but I can't even think of one.
I wouldn't know how to use an
Morse
8-track
code
player.
or whatever. What?
8-track player. I wouldn't know how to use that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's you just push it in. I'm sure.
Well, that's the thing. I think some of it's intuitive,
Yeah.
but when you see that dial, would you know how to dial?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Dial like to write the numbers?
No, like to use the rotary.
Oh yeah.
What do you do?
You go 9, go, and then let it come back,
Okay.
and then 8.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
They wouldn't. The way they were doing it, they didn't like. I think they were like kind of going by like the numbers, or it was like if it was 5, you like spun it to 5 rather than taking 5 and putting it to the end. You know what I mean? Like what they were doing had some sort of logic. It was just totally wrong.
Yeah.
My sister's grade used to like Club Penguin was a thing, so they would all like have dates on Club Penguin. They'd be like, meet me at like.
I don't even know what Club Penguin is. What's that?
You don't know what Club Penguin
I don't
is?
think so.
I remember.
Webkins are?
What?
You know
Webkins?
Webkins?
Webkins. Really?
I remember younger people at Barstool talking about it in like 2017.
It was
When we
hands
first
down.
moved, when we first moved to
okay.
New York, people were doing it.
Okay. I thought this was older than that. I do kind of know what this is. You meet up on like an island, right?
Yeah.
Penguin. Yeah, that. I remember like
Webkins
the
was
chicks in the office were doing it for a while.
Shit, like Shay would love Webkins now.
Webkins.
Yeah.
No,
That's
never.
where you have the stuffed animals, and then you like. You're just an animal. And you're just kind of living.
Different than kind of like a original like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
'Cause I know. I know.
You
What
buy
it-
the real one, and then that would be like your online character.
Yeah.
Got
Come with
it.
a code.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Would you know how to? Have you ever sent a fax?
No.
that I don't even
I've never sent a
understand.
fax.
I definitely sent one, but it was a.
I've accidentally called fax numbers, but I've never sent a fax.
I don't understand. Like, so people when they say they get like personalized fax paper,
I think faxes are actually pretty
is
good.
it just like a copy machine from one end to another? What
Yeah,
is
it was just like you put a paper in and just scans it, and then it comes out for you. Which like pre-email attachments and shit like that, I think was probably pretty useful.
Yeah.
But that came and went pretty quick. I think there was like a 5-minute window for fax machines because email came right along.
What's the thing where you get a phone call from your home and like it's attached to your belt?
A
You can see
beeper?
Beeper?
Beeper, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You didn't even know what it was called?
Didn't even know what it's called. No, I've seen it in like Home Alone, probably.
That's crazy.
Walkman?
Walkmans. Yeah.
I
But
literally
people called it a pager too. Beepers and pagers.
Pager. Yeah,
The
that's what I would know it as.
Beepers had like a quick moment. Like I think I was probably the last like generation to have one because I remember my brother had one and he got a cell phone first and like I got his beeper, and it was just like, you know, your girlfriend or whatever would beep you and you would just call her on the phone. It's very unless you're like a surgeon, there was no fucking logic for a beeper. It was crazy.
This makes me feel good because I've literally woken up every single night this week in a cold sweat, being like, I'm so old. I'm so old.
No, you're good.
No, I'm like actually not. I'm actually like old now.
Did you ever have like a phase like that? Like I'm old.
I'm old, like it's happening right now, but not at that age. No.
I've never had one like
40s
like a
making
real-
me feel old.
Really?
Yeah. 40
Oh,
40 stinks.
March.
Yeah.
We'll see.
40 is pretty gross. I don't like it. But never even like, maybe it's a guy thing too. I don't know. I never once cared about my age until like this year.
Really?
Yeah. Never. 30 didn't do anything to me. 35 didn't care. 29 never felt like old at 25. None of it.
Do you?
No.
Yeah.
I
He's
feel
also Peter Pan.
Yeah.
The ageless wonder over here.
I always think I'm like I think I think I'm like at the right age for my personality right now. I think I'll be
Well, you're also a paradox. You're old and young all at the same time.
Yeah, so
you're an
it's
old
just-
man, but you're young, like no responsibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're just like a conundrum. But yeah, you're probably living a good. it's not about age. It's about life. You know what I mean? It's like if you had kids when you're 25, you're old.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
right.
If you don't have kids when you're 50, you're young.
I see that when I go home sometimes when I see like friends who had kids younger. I'm like, oof, you look old, dude.
That shit
You look
ages you,
real
man.
old, bro.
Shit
like
ages
people like
you.
balding and like wrinkles and shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? You look
That's the only thing
terrible.
I'm thrilled. Like I am incredibly stressed and anxious all the time, and I don't do anything about it. I think if I start to lose my hair, I'd be like, I gotta figure this out. I'm going to therapy. I'll take medicine. I'll do whatever. You know what I mean? I tried taking like antidepressants for like 1 week, and it made me feel weird. And I was like, I'm done with this shit. But if my hair was falling out, I'd be like, we gotta figure it out. We gotta figure this shit out.
I never liked like young stuff. Like even when I was young and did them, I wasn't like, fuck yeah, this rules. Like I didn't like going to clubs. I didn't like.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I didn't like anything. I just like went with the flow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now that I'm not really drinking anymore, it was like I didn't like really love it. I just did it. You know, like that's kind of like everything. Like I don't love it. I just did it.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go to a club like at this age, like cool. And I did have fun, but it's like once it ended, I wasn't like, oh, I miss this so much. It's like I just kind of do. It's like
that era, like clubs and stuff like that. I was like, get me the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, if anything, I
actively
was the other way.
disliked those.
Yeah. But even like having kids, I was kind of like, I don't need to have kids. You want to have kids? Okay. Had kids. You know?
That one I'd push back on a little harder.
No,
You want to make a multi-million-dollar investment right now?
I know. Yeah, that is my real lesson is like, I think the amount of shit that guys, between getting married and having kids, the shit, like those two things, the amount of times that guys get just like pushed into that
Yeah.
is crazy.
I don't
crazy.
understand how it would ever.
Yeah, you know, I always said you would fall victim to it, and you were always like, no, I won't, and I thought you would. You're one of the ones that stayed strong and stayed true. The amount of guys, like, I don't think any guy ever wants to get married.
I'm sure many guys want to get married.
No, I don't really think they do.
Like that's a crazy thing to say.
Like I think if you, but I meaning like if you said to them like, this can just be your partner and you can stay together forever. You just don't have to do the whole shebang.
Yeah.
I think people would be like, okay. How many guys do you think are really like, I want to have the big wedding? I don't think that's. I think that's pretty rare.
Not many, but I
think guys want to have a party or whatever.
Yeah.
But if women gave the choice of like, we're just gonna sign the paper, or not even that, like we're just gonna be together, but like we're not gonna make it official or spend the money and do the whole presentation. I think most guys would be like, okay. And when they're like, man, we do want to do it that way, they go, okay. Like, I think, you know what I mean? We're good.
Well, I just feel like you guys are like also into like property, not that we're property, but like property having like tangible assets.
Well, yeah, back in
and
the day when you
everything.
used to like get cows and shit for women, it was awesome. Now all you get is a headache.
Who's into having assets?
What?
Like
men, like you guys want to like buy property and like have investments.
Crypto,
What,
bro.
you just go to dinner with a guy who's a real estate guy? Like, how many fucking guys are around going like, I need assets, I need
Yeah, but,
property.
like,
Put
I
it in
feel
their,
like all
in
the
their hinge
guys now-
profile. Things I want, assets.
You guys are literally always trying to find assets. It's like I feel like once you hit like 28, you're like, I gotta start buying a house. Something like tangible. Is that wrong? Or
I mean, as a 36-year-old, I would, for me, I can only speak for me, but
No, but,
I
like,
would,
That's
I didn't.
100% of the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I could see, what's that? Fugman? What's his name?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Alex Bennett's wife or a husband. Like that guy's like, we gotta have
Yeah,
property or something.
yeah.
I could see him saying that.
But
you know?
that's like, those guys are unique. They're like the guys who are like trying to be like fucking rise and grind kind of guys.
Yeah.
Of
But
all
I
my
think-
friends, none of my
Yeah,
friends
but you
have been like,
guys
I don't think any of my friends own a house. No, actually, no. One couple's married. They own a house.
I think that there's more guys like that though. I think there's.
Yeah.
A,
You guys
there's a
are around
decent
like
amount of them.
Barstool. Like, I just like sports. Versus like there's a lot of like
Which one would you prefer though?
the sports.
Yeah. Give me the sports idiot over there like
Fuck
that.
that.
I need to, I have my portfolio. Shut the fuck up, man.
If one of my friends said assets, I'd kick him out. He's like, yeah, I've been trying to acquire assets lately. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
I was hanging with some real like just that type of guy the other night, and someone's friend through a friend, and they were like debating with her like they should put in all their money for like copper or something.
Yeah.
else. Like,
Yeah.
fucking-
Like, don't get me wrong, all my friends do well, and like no, I don't have any homeless friends, but like I don't have any friend who's like, oh, I gotta. Actually, here, Nate's always talking about Bitcoin, but like all my other friends are just like, yeah, living life. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's also plenty of people who do like invest their money and shit, but they're not like.
Yeah, I invest money, but I wouldn't say I have assets.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's the difference. It's like, that's the difference. It's like, I think there are people who are like that. You know what I mean? Versus
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just put it into a. There's a guy.
oh,
Who tells
I
me
got
what
this
to do with
apartment
it.
in Noonan.
Fuck yeah. This guy has more assets than anybody. You got one.
Yeah, I got my assets. I'd literally fucking kill myself. I'm not even joking. If I was that kind of person, I'd kill myself.
Do you still have that apartment?
I think so.
Are you making money from it?
I think so. I think I have 2. I definitely gave enough money for 2.
But is money coming in?
I'm sure
don't
if I
check.
looked at my bank account ever, I'm sure there's money. I don't know.
I mean, point for the assets. Guys, kind of, technically.
Listen, not checking your bank account is happiness.
I've never
That's
in
happiness.
my entire life. have
That's
I, like,
happiness,
been like,
bro.
Let me check my.
That is when you reach that level. You're happy. You're not happy. You don't realize, but you just don't realize how much worse it could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm very lucky, obviously, but like I don't. That's not.
Well,
I think about tomorrow. That's about it.
I don't check it, but like opposite reason.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
there's a freedom for like both.
Yeah.
Like in a way, like when you don't have to check it because you know you're good. That's great. When you are like, it's gonna be bad, but like,
it's
hey,
that
I'm
feels
just,
like not my business actually.
It's like Jonathan's about your DMs are not yours.
Yeah.
My bank account is nothing to do with me. Okay? How's that credit card debt going?
I mean, I haven't unless somebody wants to give me $4,000. Like actually, it's
probably a little more than that now, 'cause of-
Boney from.
I got a bony.
So
Yeah.
no, but actually with taxes, that Boney is barely gonna be covered. Gonna cover the whatever.
That was pretty. It's a pretty.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool move.
What?
I don't think there are many companies out there that have several hundred people and everybody gets a $10,000 bonus.
Yeah.
That was a cool move
yeah.
by Dave.
Well, not everybody.
Not everybody.
Such a, you see the email he
The
said
follow-up
follow up?
email?
Like,
Yeah.
whoops, never mind, not everybody.
Wait,
Dave sent an email being like, by the way, if you underperformed, you don't get one. He's like, this is only for people who we think like that perform their job. I should have made one more thing clear on the call with the bonus allocations. The standard bonus pool was $10K per employees. This is the baseline for people who gave maximum effort and had a great year. However, if a manager felt like you performed below the median for whatever reason, you may not have earned the full bonus.
Yeah.
That should be a discussion between you and your manager. Like, how many people... Sorry, he goes, sorry, I should have said that. It wasn't just, hey, here's $10K to a person regardless of effort or performance. But that also is totally fair.
Yeah.
But it is awful if you heard that and then found out you're one of those people. But then you look in the mirror and be like, I suck.
Yeah.
So you deserve that. But it's like winning the lottery and then be like, never mind, the tickets are wrong. You know?
I was about to text Dave, something I never do. Like, hey, by the way, I gotta tell you, you run the most efficient meetings in the history of the world.
That was great.
Like, it was like end of year meeting, probably 7 minutes, just like
I don't think even that.
It was quick as fuck. And like particularly to what the meetings used to be end of year, where it'd be like, and now we're gonna hear from sales. They'd be like, hey guys, we're sales. What we do is we sell the shows.
I'll never forget.
Now we'll give it up to HR. Hey guys, we're HR. We do human resources,
Yep.
and it would be like a 3-hour fucking slobber knocker of a meeting.
Remember our
it was
DB,
like 5 minutes.
We're
flat.
now like Sarbanes-Oxley compliant or whatever that was. She was like, I know no one cares about that, but that's like a big deal for us. It was like, okay, like, great.
Like, what do I need to be on this for? Can I get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, that was crazy. I think it was probably sub 5 minutes. He was just like, we try to reinvest as much money as we can back in the company. We made, like $300,000 or $400,000, and we're giving that all back to you guys. I think that's pretty cool. That's it. Happy holidays. I don't do long meetings. Bye. Literally, that was what it was. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go. But yeah, I mean, that's where whatever you think about Dave, however certain drama plays out, people love him, hate him, whatever. I don't think there's many people that be like, here's our profit. All right, just give it back to everybody.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's it is when we were talking about like what's his face having $400 billion. It's like you should start doing shit like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, give the money back to people. I don't know. What's another, a few $100,000 for Dave? It's like really not going to make a dent, so just give it to the people who it really matters. But man, how many people do you think didn't get it? Because that had to have been something, right? Like I don't think he just said that. I think somebody was probably like,
I would guess he got off the call and Austin went, yo, by the way, not everyone. And he went, fuck.
right. But there had to have been somebody.
I think Austin probably just. I'm totally guessing. I have no idea.
Because that's.
I would think Austin was just like, yo, you fucked up a little bit, and he went, oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
Because it's like, if you're at Barstool, and your manager is like, you didn't perform well, like that's few and far between. Because nobody performs well here. Like, very, very few people you could be like, they worked really hard and achieved it. There's a lot of people who work hard who might not, they don't make the money, they don't go viral, whatever, because it's just hard to do. And then there are the people who like do it but probably don't work hard. And then there's like everyone in between who's like, I don't really work hard and I don't achieve it, and you just skate. So I wonder. I mean, like Mincy got a $10,000 bonus, right? Right?
Oh man, that's a good question.
I
That's
think he
a good
definitely
question.
did. I mean, Dave was talking about how great he was on Survivor. That alone, right there.
Yeah. He is great.
Again,
on
he's
Survivor.
not working hard or efficiently or working well. Did you see Witt's picture? Witt's so funny now that he got the boot from Survivor and he had to go live in the house with Clemmer and Mincy, and he was openly like, oh, the worst part of losing is not that I don't win, it's that I have to go. And this picture of, I don't know what's worse. Mincy's dirty feet are despicable. I mean, that is insane. That is crazy. But then Clemmer looks even like weirder. Look at zoom in on that foot that's on the ground. You can like see all of his toes through his sock. He really is an alien. he is something like from another fucking planet. And I love the guy, but he just makes you uneasy. Look at those toes. I don't know. That's just weird, right?
Hang on a second. I'm with you. Very weird. What made you zoom in on Clemmer's toes?
I didn't. I just wanted you guys to see it because I couldn't see. I could see it from my. Maybe I got a Rex Ryan thing, bro.
Yeah, you're fumbling pretty hard right now.
maybe I wanted to see those toes.
Well, would you speak
Also,
up, Porky Pig?
He also looks like he's wearing girl sweatpants. The whole thing is just like in a vet. Like if I were to sit that way, you were to sit that way. Like that's not that weird of a picture. But with Clemmer, it's just super weird.
Yeah.
Like Mincy, it's like, okay, there's a guy with like disgustingly black feet. With Clemmer, it's like I can't quite put my finger on it, but you just make me uneasy.
Dude, but wait, I just noticed this. Go back to the Mincy one. Clemmer's somehow between them.
Oh wow! Yeah, there it is again.
The three of us were on a couch, and you're all sitting ridiculous. I'm like, we got to do something right now. This couch situation is not gonna fly.
Oh man! So you had to spend the rest of the time in there with those guys. That should have been like a second reality show.
Yeah,
the loser's house, the nightmare house.
Clemmer and I reached a point where like he like made fun of me for something, and then he was like, I'm so sorry, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. But you could see like the light in his eyes, and all of a sudden he was like, shut up, bitch. Are we in a fight right now?
With the old school, like I didn't say celebrate it.
I heard Clemmer said something the other day, like it was when Kirk had been fired and rehired like 10 seconds later, and Clemmer sat down with me out. We were like out. It was when we were doing the Secret Santa, and he sat down. He's like, "There's Kirk stuff, man. It's crazy." And I was like, "Yeah, it's nuts." He's like, "I texted him being like, if you need anything, let me know." Clemmer, what are you gonna do? Like, in what world is Kirk Seamus Minahan gonna be like, you know what? Actually, I need to lean on you right now. Yeah. Chris Clemmer, I need your help. He's the best though. He's always like that.
By the way, on the Kirk firing. No, I'm kidding. I'm not saying nothing. You guys are fucking nuts if you think I'm saying shit, dude.
I was literally going to be like, market pass, probably have to take it out.
Let's go to voicemail.
I hope the first question is about it.
Before we do voicemails, I just wanted to do one thing. Cody, then the Yankees traded for Cody Bellinger, whose wife is Mike Stanton's ex. I think that's a thing. I think that we are like everyone will like be professional, but like there's a chance it can be a thing.
Yeah, there's certainly a chance.
Like I just think about just regular life. Like if that was going on here, it'd be a thing. You wouldn't be like, you wouldn't be like necessarily like enemies or at each other's throats, but like you wouldn't love that.
It's probably a thing until it isn't. Like it's probably
I think it's
weird
the opposite.
to.
I think it's not a thing until it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
like
I mean, like we all have friends. I guess we all don't, but like I have friends who I'm still friends with, who like
bang their wife?
Yeah.
I don't have that.
I mean, I put so elegantly, but like I have like
Yeah,
friends
but
who,
you have a big friend circle and you all fucked each other.
we
and
were
then
all
married
we
each
were
other, right?
Dawson's Creek, baby.
Yeah.
We-
I think that's a little bit different too, though. Like your Dawson's Creek friend circle, than like this is like a hot chick who like fucks baseball players.
Yeah.
And then this guy married her.
Wait, sorry, it's just a girl who dated two guys on the same team?
She dated the guy on the bottom, and then she married the guy on the top, and now they just traded for the guy on the top. So now they're on the same team. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, like there is like some probably internal like primal shit.
Right. Like
where,
I'm not saying they're gonna fist fight in the beginning of the day, but
I
like
think it's good for the Yankees. He's like, I want to be better than Bellinger. I got to show
Maybe.
it. And then he's like, I
maybe
got to
Mike
be better
Stanton
than
won't be
Judge.
a fucking bum. Maybe this will motivate him. But that's the kind of stuff like I don't know. If I was building a team, like I don't think they think about that stuff. I think they're worried about the salary cap and they're worried about like performance and all that shit. I get that. But I don't think I would be doing that.
I don't know. I actually think again. I don't know. Cashman's an older guy, but like
Cashman's 1,000.
I would be like, yo, we're gonna do this thing with some like. You good with that?
I don't know. I don't think they give you that. Because what if Stanton says no?
But I mean, like the reality is, if Stanton can't handle it, then it's really bad for the team, and they want to do what's best for the team. So. You'd probably be like, how would you? You probably talk to him. And go, how do you feel about this?
You're right, but it's like we also need a fucking lefty bat who can play center field, and like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then you set the
I would
precedent
think
of, like,
if I was the GM, I would have a conversation with Stan.
that's what,
and I
but
would be like,
I don't know if you can because you. I think you would. I would give you that conversation. And then if you said like, well, I have a problem with it, I'd be like, this was just a courtesy.
yeah.
Or not. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I don't know. It's just,
But you kind of have
it's
you have to have
messy-
at least a feel to how it would be, because like if
what if it's a major? Yeah,
if it's a major
what
issue,
if he's
then
like, this was the the love of my life and she fucking cheated on me and I hate her or
Right.
whatever. But also, there's probably a bajillion cleat chasers around the league that everybody's fucked together, and it's like if Cashman starts worrying about that, we're gonna have all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
Now
But
it's different because she's married to him.
It depends on how the relationship ended and all that stuff, but like. Cashman's job is to put together the best team possible. If this will blow up your team, you're very bad at your job if you're not checking in on it. So I would think they checked in on it.
I guess that's my point. Maybe it's projecting, but it's like there are certain people. If you were dating them, and now all of a sudden like on my team, it'd probably be an issue.
Yeah.
If you were married, you know what I mean? It would just be like, well, I don't want that person in my life like at all in any way, and now. It is. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. So, I mean, and maybe, who knows? Maybe he's just like, yeah, I don't know. This is like some girl we had some time together. We're good. You're good. It's all fine. But it's just a dicey proposition. Where, because it's also like there was probably maybe now they're okay, especially once you get married. It's more like, okay, well, it's kind of like the Marty and Rhea thing. It's like, all right, well, you got married, so it's real. You know?
Yeah.
But, in the beginning, it just could have been strange when it first started. Like, you're fucking that girl now? I was like, now we're teammates? Like, better hope that works out. All right, let's do some voicemails. Express is here, and they're all about creating confidence. I'll tell you this much. I've been talking about how much I wore, Express back in the day when I was younger and how they're still around. And now that we've been ordering all sorts of different fits from them, I got that new soft flannel button up. I got a new black sweatsuit top and bottom that matches. These soft chinos. I'm liking the Express stuff. It's good for people like me who are just like a regular guy looking to look sharp, quality clothes, nothing too outlandish, nothing too fancy, but still very stylish and on point. And it's all very affordable and very comfortable. That is Express. That's the kind of life. That's the kind of clothes I'm wearing. If you're that kind of guy, Express is there for you too. It's quality clothes that look good but feel even better. The sweatsuit I got is I only give out the seal of approval for comfy and cozy if it's the real deal. The matching zip-up quarter zip with the pants it passes the KFC test. And then they got everything from the T-shirts to the Pima cotton T-shirts to the hyper stretch jeans, the tech suits. I picked up a new cardigan. That's like the merino wool cardigan. All of it very nice stuff. So I've been wearing Express all holiday season. You should too. So whether you're giving out a gift for someone else or you're buying it for yourself, they have affordable clothes that are all stylish and fashionable, made out of great materials, so you look good and feel great. That's express.com for the holiday season. Check it out.
Hello, KFC Radio. I think I have a brain buster for you today. Would you like to play IRL GeoGuessr? If you can guess the country that I'm in on my honeymoon, I'll spend $500 on KFC merch, if you can guess it correctly. So in typical GeoGuessr fashion, panning around. Any guesses?
Tanzania.
Feel free to pause the video now if you want more time to think. But the answer is...
I
Tanzania.
cannot be worse at this game. Tanzania?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you say that?
The hat.
Where's
He
Tanzania?
didn't have to spin the video at all.
Where's Tanzania?
Africa.
It does look kind of.
At first I was going to say Australia. That's not an Outback hat. That's an
No,
Africa
I mean
hat.
that's Australia's a very good guess too. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Tanzania is just what came to my head.
It looks like somewhere in Africa for sure. But I could also see
They
like
got trees like that
Nicaragua.
in Africa? That looks very like foresty and not like deserty and plainsy and Serengeti.
I think Africa's big, man.
Africa,
Yeah.
Africa, confirmed big.
Big.
Confirmed big.
I think they got a little bit of everything over there.
I saw somebody was giving Taylor Swift heat the other day. How come Taylor Swift didn't go to Africa? Because it's Africa, bro. Africa stinks.
Did you guys like when you were like at our school in elementary school every year this guy would come and like there'd be like it was like World Country Day, and then there'd be first world, second world, third world, and then if you had first world you would have like this like so you got like a piece of paper, and then most kids got third world. In first world you got like a hamburger and you got like fries and you got like whatever. Second world you got like rice, beans, and some kind of like protein, and then third world you just got rice and beans. And then like growing up it's like, dude, they're like it's like third world, like
They would come to your school and do this?
yeah,
For like
Like-
lunch that day? Like instead of
it would
like,
be a whole day thing, and then you would like go to like a room, and then they'd be like yeah, like if you're third world, like you got nothing, and you got nothing done for. And then you're
If
like,
you go to
dude,
class
what?
for third world, like here's a bump of coke and an AK. Get the fuck out there.
They did like show
Chiron
us
behind your back. You
video.
only have one arm for the rest of the day. There was I think it was in Connecticut. I want to say somewhere in like the Northeast. There's like a small. I remember hearing the story, and I think I might have told it on this podcast. I don't know, but then other people were like, "I did that too," and it was like a field trip where they did the Underground Railroad, and like certain kids played like slaves, and certain kids played like Underground Railroad, and they would like almost like pick you out of it and be like, you're gone, like you got caught, like you're no longer like you were trying to escape and you got caught, and now like you're dead, you're gone. And I remember hearing this being like, this is fucking lunacy. But there was a couple other people who were like, my school did that too. It was like a place that you went and then like reenacted
My God.
life as like a slave.
It's definitively crazy, but also I think like a cool way to learn about it. Like
Yeah. Well, we've talked about this a few times.
like,
recently. It's
like
like, you
active
gotta-
learning.
Yeah, I guess better than
as long as they didn't actually enslave you after. Like I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of fun.
they started whipping them and hurting them.
We had a wizards portion. I think we talked
Wizards?
about this. Yeah, I can't remember. I was trying to remember with my sister, like why.
What does that mean though? You were
We just
pretending to be
used-
wizards?
Yeah, And then like
Yeah.
and then we
Yeah,
got like a
wizards.
wizard name. Then we'd have to wear wizard hats. And then like every Friday we'd have like a new wizard.
A lot more fun than the underground
So
slavery.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm really,
Way better
really
than that.
happy we didn't get
Way
the
better than that
slavery.
in the third world thing. That was cool.
Yeah.
Let's do the wizard thing at my school.
Well, you did also have we had like Apple Valley days where
that?
it was like you dress up in bonnets and then like you make candles.
It's not like you went to a fun school.
Yeah, it was really fun. The wizards thing was so awesome. You get like a new you like had like a it was like a board game and then they give you like a wizard fortune every Friday. And
Did you have like a wand
Yeah. Oh yeah. And a dragon.
and a dragon?
Why did we learn about this? I don't know what the like educational portion of it.
Yeah.
But it fucking rocked. It
How was
fucking
your?
rocked.
Was you had a cool? You had a cool wand?
I don't remember anything about the wand or like what I was, but I remember like not doing well. I was like, this wizard thing's not for me.
Did you see Stick Nation voted on the best stick in the world? They just crowned the best stick in
Whoa.
the world. The stick is awesome. I've been following this very
Oh,
closely.
I think I know the stick.
I've been following this very closely, and there was a couple people in the tournament, couple sticks in the tournament that got bounced early. I thought, but they got it right. Let me find. I think Noah Kahan actually announced the winner of the stick of the year. So it's definitely growing.
I've kept a
Go to
log my whole life.
Official stick reviews.
What do you mean?
Kept a log your whole life?
I found a log when I was younger and I like kept it. And I think if I were to say it's the best log I've ever seen. If I were to enter in a competition.
Could you get us a picture of this log?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the other house, so I'll get it to you.
Okay.
I'll get it to you.
I'd like to see that. I love a good. I mean, I'm not in the minority
This
by any
is
stretch.
stick
but-
of the year. This is so awesome. Look at that stick.
Whoa.
That's just a naturally
it's a-
occurring stick.
That is more phallic looking than I.
Well, it's a stick.
More what?
Phallic
like
looking.
A ball
Like
sack and like a tip.
Well, I was thinking of this when you were talking about your wizards, and I went years ago to like one of like the Harry Potter bar here
Yeah.
on Stone Street, and I went with my girlfriend at the time, and she was like wanted a souvenir, and she was like, "Which wand should I get?" And she held up two wands. And one was this huge black wand, and one was this tiny white wand. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And she was like, "What?" Like she didn't get it at all. It was.
Get this tiny white wine. You're gonna be happy with it, okay?
I tweeted it, so I bet I can find it.
That's
It
very,
was
very, very funny.
legitimately insane. I was
That
like,
is
"What are you
very
talking
good.
about?" Yeah, you should get the black one. You're gonna get stuck with the white one though.
You take the small white one forever. You just have a weekend with the big black one, okay? You just have a night with the big black one.
Yeah, no, she was literally like, "Which one do you think I should get?"
Oh my god, that's very funny.
Like she wasn't making
What?
a joke.
I mean,
That's
one of those is a wizard's wand.
That's
The
a
other one is a
dildo,
dildo.
yeah.
See it?
I can see it from here.
She got the white one. Broke it in like a week. Legitimately just dropped on the ground and shattered.
That black one would have stayed sturdy. The guy, what's his name? The GeoGuessr guy. I follow him. He what's his name? He's unbelievable. Like, I don't even get how he gets as good as he is. What's his name, man? Here he is. Rainbolt. Rainbolt is the goat of GeoGuessr. I mean, he can look in like 0.5 seconds and he gets it right every time. It's fucking insane.
I'd argue he's the most impressive person in the world.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
With a name like Rainbow, you kind of gotta.
Professional Google Maps player. I mean, he can do it in every which way. He's kind of hot too, I think.
yeah. I was thinking that.
He's got like
Not
like,
me.
would
Not
you
my
put-
type.
Would you put
Not your
him?
type?
No.
Would you
He's not
put him
like
over
a-
White Sox Dave or?
White Sox Dave. I saw him recently, and he was. That is gone to his head. No pun intended. Everything. Like, he was so cocky.
Really? White Sox Dave will become like a guy like calling other people bald. He's like, this fucking bald loser.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, give that guy an inch. You know,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, no, this guy Geo. I would argue that Rainbolt is better at what he does than anybody on the planet Earth at what they do. I've said that a few times about a few different people, but this guy, like, you show him a picture for 1 second, and he gets within, like, 20 miles every time. It's fucking crazy.
Are we sure he's not cheating?
I mean, no, but even if, like, the way he cheats
I mean,
would be
I'm going to
impressive.
say no just based on the fact that, like, KB's also really good, so I'm sure there are really good people out there.
One time, I think they showed him the sky. And he, like, looked at a cloud, and he got it.
Really?
It was fucking crazy.
It's almost like he's a computer.
All right, next.
Where the fuck is this guy?
We're not going to find...
I'm going with Portugal.
I don't think we're going to know.
Yeah, he's going to tell us why he said pause the video.
No.
Oh, I thought... okay.
Panning around. Any guesses? Feel free to pause the video now if you want more time to think. But the answer is, drumroll, Jackie.
It's gonna be like
please.
Pennsylvania.
Botswana.
Botswana.
Anyone have Botswana?
How far is Tanzania from Botswana?
Close enough. You win.
Yeah.
Close enough. That's like one time when we were talking about something in Africa, and I was like, Za should go, and they were like, are you kidding me? Za's like thousands of miles away from that, where he was from in Africa, and I was like, whatever, bro. It's Africa.
It's far.
Doesn't matter.
It's far.
It's not. It's not.
It's really far. It's like a country away.
Doesn't matter.
What about Nicaragua and Botswana?
Very, very far.
Yeah,
Because
I
Nicaragua's in
guess.
Nicaragua.
Central
I know,
America.
I know, but I don't know if like maybe they're on edges.
It's 2,400 miles. Oh, wait, no, 2,400 kilometers.
Yeah, whatever. But you know, you were in the right ballpark, so you win.
Dude, that's pretty close.
That's really close.
Yeah, all right, I crushed that.
Yeah. Next up. Oh boy.
What's up, KFC, Feits, Jack? Just out here digging a fucking trench
Hell
for a
yeah.
dry well.
Sure.
I've been listening to you guys for probably 15 years now. Seen all your come-ups and downs.
I feel like this guy's gonna like kill
I'm
us.
just curious what you guys think is your high points. Top 3, say it is, and I guess for Feits and KFC, yours would be probably getting the house and going to Amsterdam, and Feits, yours would be top 2, maybe. Starting
Don't like
out of
Paz's
order
face.
and going on Survivor for Barstool. Maybe?
That's my top,
Wait,
dude.
wait, what was the first
I'm
one?
gonna kill assets. Now I have to kill myself. Dog, one of my top 2 achievements of all time is going on Surviving Barstool. Fuck me, dude. Fuck me. Did you know what was coming?
I did. It was just the gap in between fights, probably. Surviving Barstool.
Surviving Barstool's crazy, bro.
I mean, by
I
the
don't
way-
have a better answer.
By the way,
it's
though,
just crazy, like realizing it.
You can't put mine as Amsterdam and then not put yours as Amsterdam. It was the same fucking trip.
Yours is probably that reality show you were like kind of a character on.
Got a few minutes of airtime.
Yeah. That one. Remember doing that ad read when you were eating? Yeah, it was pretty good.
I would say Feitelberg's moment is welcome. Welcome. Remember that one?
Yeah.
You just said welcome for like 45 seconds straight. I mean, no. What would be our? I mean, Saturdays are for the boys. For you,
No.
yeah.
I mean, that was just like I would not consider that like a top moment for me.
That's because you're Feitelberg.
Are these like moments?
You created a fucking 9-figure brand.
You made like an impact on a generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking
probably a
about?
good
What would you
moment.
put above
What if
that?
it's what made you less money?
Yeah, I mean, it was a botch job, but from a creative and influence and all that point of view, like
That's not. I would think like top moments are things you think about. I do not ever think about Saturdays with the Boys.
Is it like
What do you think
high
about?
moments?
Nothing.
yeah. So,
Is it what?
Like moments that made you happiest, or like your most successful moment?
I don't know.
I would actually
honestly,
say-
I got jealous watching this.
Digging the trench? You went hell yeah.
Bro, dude, I love digging trenches.
Yeah,
I did it for a summer. It was a blast. I worked for a fucking company that laid cable, so I would dig the trenches for cable. I dug it once, dude. I did it on Martha's Vineyard. I dug it once, and it was this house that was just out on the beach, and it was fucking raining that day, and we had to dig it through the entire dunes because it was like a very nice like mansion, and they had to get to like the power lines, and it was just digging a hole and but like not a deep hole, in sand, and so it just kept filling back in.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was the worst day ever, and it was the most fun ever because like me and the guy I worked with, and we're just like laughing. We're like, this is crazy. Like it takes 7 shovels to get half a shovel full, and we have a mile left to go.
I would say though, I mean, it is Saturday for the boys. I think Amsterdam would be for you. I think that red outfit is a pretty seminal moment. I think that's an iconic moment for you.
Is it?
I think if you're looking, if one day you're like looking to put together like when John dies or some shit or he retires and like you need a photo of him, like that picture is the one.
It's a good picture.
I mean, it made it to Ralph Lauren's dream board.
Yeah.
That's the one, dog.
It's a nice jacket.
It's like an album cover, man.
That was after I got a stiletto up my ass. I told that story at dinner tonight to a bunch of strangers. I was like, sorry. like a bunch of girls I'd never met. I was like, yeah, so the stiletto's up my ass and she shoves it in my mouth. They're like, what the fuck? And I just sat back. I was like, whoa, bro. I sat back and I was like, yeah, that was a wild night. And the girl, because then I was like, and then E from Entourage was there. And they were like, who the fuck is this guy?
You know what? Then I think we got to put that at the list. If I have to tell, if you have to tell a story, and you got to be like, give me a good one that's got a lot of twists and turns, it's probably going to be that one.
I kept being like, sorry. This next part's a little. The stiletto goes up my asshole.
Bro, she was hitting you so hard with that belt too. I know the stiletto gets all the play, but she was whipping you, dude.
It was very much like it was one of those like a story like I got like 10 seconds into it and was like, oof, not the right audience, but we're gonna muscle through on this one.
My favorite of that story is how you described like the mud room. Like
The mud, yeah.
The what?
how he's like basically like saying like it just mostly got in like the cheeks, which is like the mud room.
Didn't go up my ass. It went into my foyer, and then I stood my ground.
So good. Maybe I don't know. I always felt the Wilbur shows were a big deal.
Yeah.
The first Wilbur shows. Because that was like, I mean, we sold out the Wilbur before like anybody was doing live podcasts, before anyone was doing touring. We ended up doing the Wilbur several times, but that first time was pretty like, whoa. That was fun.
Yeah, that
on
was
the
fun.
couch. It was kind of the end of the first iteration of KFC Barstool. Boston came out. Dave was involved. It was cool.
I realized I don't have any memories from being on stage. Like I can remember pictures of seeing myself on stage, but I don't have any memories.
Yeah.
Do you guys?
No, I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
like full blackout.
Yeah.
Like,
I think also I love to cite this every now and then. The night that we did a show at Caroline's and Soder and DeStefano were there.
Yeah.
Like people will say to me like, dude, it was like a $20 ticket, and I got to see like my favorite podcast, and then like 2 of the best comedians in the world were on stage just riffing it, you know what I mean? I think we probably just think of that as like, oh, and Dan and Chris came up and it was like a show. But if I was a fan and I was at something and like 2 of the best comics came up, I'd be like a moment I remember forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was early enough, he'd be like, oh man, Bill Burr and like Louis came on stage, It's like that's like our version of that for this generation, So that was a cool moment.
I remember that moment very vividly because I remember that as me going, we don't belong up here.
Yeah, I was like
once the Stefano Soda started talking, and I was like,
these guys are really funny.
This is actual humor and entertainment. And they just like popped in, did the thing, and left. Like, no big deal. I don't know. There's a bunch. I feel like it's easier for other people to say it than say the moments than it is for.
Yeah, well, it's all playing second place to surviving.
What did he say before surviving? There was something else. There was one other thing he said.
And fights.
One Mississippi.
Yours would be
Three Mississippi.
starting out of order.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did start out of order.
Survivor.
Pavs and Owen did.
Yeah, but
But-
I mean, come on. You're the star of out over there. That will be, that'll probably be it eventually.
Hopefully.
You know what's funny? I was somebody was talking about The Social Network, and like they were saying like it's a great movie, but when you look back on it, like the way they were like the big what's it called, like what's the fucking word I'm looking for? God.
Breakout movie?
No, like the conflict. The big conflict was like doing coke. Like Zuckerberg was doing coke, or Sean Parker was doing coke, or something like that. Whatever it was.
Yeah, Sean Parker.
Yeah, and it was like like the point. This guy was one of these billionaire hating people. So he was like, what it would be like now if you were to talk about the algorithm and the election and Congress and privacy and all that shit. But somebody was like, yeah, it was a little crazy to like make a movie like writing the book on Facebook when it was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
Like it had come out in like 2007, and I think the movie came out in like 2010.
I think that's Zuckerberg's only take on the movie
That's
too,
his
right?
thing. That's his only response. Is the only thing I'll say is they should have waited.
Yeah.
And Zuckerberg kind of is. His PR for the past 3 years has been pretty great compared
Yeah,
to other
now,
billionaires.
but I feel like he
Yeah.
went through a phase where people hated him.
Yeah.
Now he came back around. He'll probably go through that 2 or 3 more times
Yeah.
before you should write it.
Yeah.
Before you should really tell the story,
But
But
4 on Steve Jobs. We have so many movies and documentaries on Steve Jobs.
I mean, he's dead now.
Yeah.
But so that's like whatever, because the book is a little bit closed on him. But Facebook is going to end up being. No one's going to give a fuck about the Winklebosses by the time it's all said and done. But I think you can make a movie about like that was. That should just be called like that's the movie about the start of Facebook,
Right.
not the definitive piece on it.
I hope fucking Fincher and Sorkin do them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, last one.
What up, chicken heads? This is my second voicemail. Saw you guys out in LA for your live show. Killed it. So, I've been a chicken head since probably like 2018. And on the job site, I usually ask like some of the hypotheticals that come from the show. And, guys will just be asking me like, where the hell are you picking these up from? Like kind of whatever, and they run with it. Well, a couple months ago, we were with this other crew, and there's this really fucking weird kid. His name's Keegan. And Keegan was weird in the regards that he was talking about pedophilia, killing his dad, bestiality, like a whole bunch of weird shit. And I went about my day, and I asked another hypothetical that came from the show, and that's when Keegan perked up like, you listen to KFC Radio? I love KFC Radio. And he just started going on and on and on and on. Meanwhile, like, all the guys I work with were just giving me looks like, show you listen to is the same thing that he's into. And they kind of got that relation with it. And I was like, this is such a horrible look. Like, I know they're a bunch of idiots, but that kid is not what Feits and KFC would fuck with. So, my question is this. You guys get a lot of movie stars, comedians, athletes that listen to the show. I'm pretty sure that's awesome. Has there ever been a time where someone comes up to you and say that they listened to the show and they loved it, and you guys are it?
There's a lot of times, I talked about it the other day. There was one where I'm just like, what do I say that you like?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what about us and the show appeals to you? Because you seem diametrically opposite to me.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think that's cool. Like, obviously not the pedophilia shit, but like,
Don't
I
need
think
the
it's cool
bestiality
that
dad murderer guy.
I think it's cool that people I looked at and be like, I wouldn't have it. There's nothing I relate to.
Yeah,
this
like there's
person.
probably a bunch of asset bros out there.
Yeah. Fuck you guys. I think it's cool that like people who I wouldn't think that I have any.
Yeah, I think you need more of that in the world. There's so many people who just listen to their own like echo chamber and their own.
Which I understand.
Totally.
Like I totally get that.
Yeah.
But like I think it's.
But I think
cool
it's good to listen to something every now and then where you disagree with the host or you like challenges the way you think.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
You know. 'Cause-
Again, we're pretty hard distancing ourselves from the pedophilia and bestiality and
Want that to
stuff
be
like
clear.
that.
Want that to be on the record. Clear.
But overall,
Clear.
I think I there's never been anyone, I haven't met Keegan. There's never been anyone I'm like, oof, I wish you didn't listen to the show.
No, I pretty much want everybody to listen to the show.
Yeah.
Like if you told me that like, hey, we got 1 million downloads this episode and it was 1 million murderers, I'd be like, it's 1 million downloads.
Yeah. So there are more murderers than porn stars.
we got all the porn stars.
Yeah.
All the porn stars have listened. So
When I was a listener, like I remember like playing it, like some of my friends would be like, just play it out loud, it's fine. I'd be like, no. And then like they would listen and they'd be like,
yeah,
I'd
but
be
that's
like, I'm not proud of it, but I listen.
that's the show. I don't know. It's the show you want to listen to.
Yeah.
I want the podcast to go on and either like shock people or wow people or maybe you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm saying
It's
that
just
like,
like
they
a
would
vanilla
just, like,
podcast. Like all right.
because of the raunchy stuff, not because
Yeah.
of the.
Yeah.
I also like obviously
I don't think we're also all that like. We had our moments, but
Yeah,
it's
like
not like it's like you know like Call Her Daddy when like that when they were like that or like
I'm sure like it's weird. Every time I ever talk, I do not think I'm being edgy or over the top or
Right.
anything like that. But then I'll hear myself from 5 years ago and I'll be like, Jesus.
Holy shit.
And then I'll hear myself from 5 years before that and I'm like, you like that. But it's just like that's what aging is, right? Like that's how I talked when I was 25.
Yeah.
I think I always talked like
age appropriate.
towards raunchy, and I still do, but I'm not like, whoa, don't bring me around your grandmother kind
Yeah.
of deal. Like I can talk.
Well, at the
Also,
time,
it's you know the podcast is where you let it rip. It's like you know what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
Those guys. It's like if you were to meet us, I don't think we would be like saying some of the crazy shit. But it's like the whole idea of the podcast is like you're a fly on the wall for the real conversations that go on.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of shit you say behind closed doors with your friends, not how you behave in public or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like we're gonna let it fucking rip.
and like at the time, I think like before, like you guys were one of the first podcasts to like before it was like NPR podcasts and everything, and then like kind of Call Her Daddy, and then made everything like. I feel like that was when it was clear, like, oh, this is raunchy.
Yeah, I mean, I
You
remember
know?
being like, I remember saying to Dave, like, I don't think Call Her Daddy's gonna be like a hit. Like, I remember when we started KFC Radio with Asa, it like took off in the beginning, but then people like pretty quickly were like, we don't want to hear about sex all the time. And I don't know what shifted, if it was Alex being like a regular girl versus a porn star, or just the shift in society. But all of a sudden, that became all anybody wanted.
Yeah.
So something changed where it was like.
Even
that-
like I never thought we talked about sex all the time.
No,
like,
but
we
that
talk
was-
about
that
sex
was, like-
like as much as like 27-year-olds do.
That's what I mean. That was always my argument is like, if someone brings up sex, I can talk about it.
Right.
I don't think to myself like, wait, we can't talk about this. We're talking about sex too much. Then I think you're being weird about sex.
Yeah.
I think people talk about sex and drugs and partying and like all these things like the same amount that we would talk about sports and movies, and it's just part of your life.
Right.
But there really weren't many doing that, so I guess it was like. It's like the other shows I listen to are just talking about like what happened in sports. You guys are talking about like coming in your hand or whatever. It's like, I don't know. There are people who called in. These are people's stories. So they're like, this guy was jerking off in his hand. It's real life we're talking about.
Give me that cum.
What a moment that was. All right, that's it. We good? Good. All right. See you guys next. We'll see you guys next year. All right. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.